All right, guys, we're going to talk today about a champion that I think deserves the spotlight first. I think it deserves the spotlight first for a couple of reasons. One, he's free to get, probably the easiest free champion you can get right now at the time of the recording, at the time of the stream, right? And that is Ninja. So Ninja came out a couple months ago, and aesthetically, he's great looking, except for that right there. It looks like one of those old school 360 cams, like those games you could record yourself in, like plasters your face onto something. Literally looks just like that. I don't know why they just digitized the whole thing, or maybe they did, and that's just how it turned out. But yeah, there's that. But aside from that, you log in for 7 days and you get him, and he is easily the best free legendary you can get that early. Now, I'm not saying he's better than like Silva Drakes or Visix or anything like that, but in terms of like how quickly you get him, bar none, the easiest champion to get, and he is fantastic. So I am into in-game, but not like end game. Like, you know, I'm not like late in-game. I don't have like the perfect gear. So this is the gear I have mine set up in. I have him in lifesteal, primarily for the PvE content. I do have him on a PvP team, which I'll show you, but I use him 9 times out of 10 on PvP content, or PvE content rather. I have them in a 98% crit rate. Yes, I know, shame on me, 2% away, but it's the best I can get and still have his damage up. What makes him so good? Well, he has one of the most unique skill sets in the game. So what I like about him the most is his skills alternate based off of what he's going against. If he's going off against waves of champions, like enemies and stuff, versus going up against bosses. What do you mean? So his A1 does the same thing no matter what. It attacks one enemy, has a set 45% chance of placing a decreased defense debuff, which is great. I mean, the chance goes up to about 60%, which is still better than not, right? But when he's up against bosses, he also gains 15% turn meter. Now, that can be good or bad. It really depends. So most of the time, in most cases, I'd say it's probably good, but I've had situations where, you know, depending on how you speed tune your clan boss team, it can mess with that a little bit. But 9 times out of 10, it's actually a good thing. Hailburn being like the signature move and why he's so damn good against bosses, when he attacks 3 times at random, right? So each time he attacks, has a 100% if booked chance of placing a HP burn debuff for 3 turns, which that in and of itself is really good, especially against bosses. The perfect veil thing is whatever. It's nice, but it's whatever. I could hate it, leave it, doesn't matter. But here's the kicker. When you go up against bosses, he will instantly activate any HP burn debuffs, included the ones that he put on. So he will pop 2 or 3 HP burns with this ability. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we go up against like Dragon and stuff, how much damage that actually winds up doing compared to everybody else. Like, it's phenomenal. And this is what I mean by, like, it's really neat that when you're up against bosses, these terms, like, he's very versatile because of that. I use him in a ton of teams in Doom Tower and bosses against Doom Tower. I use him. I mess with. He still actually has my fastest dragon time, and I'll explain why that works and why I don't use him there. And the only reason I don't use him isn't because of him. I don't use him because for me to get through the waves quicker, I have to sub him in for something. We'll go over that. And then his A3 here attacks all enemies, and this he has a 100% chance of placing a free if booked. For 1 turn for freeze. When attacking bosses, will only attack the boss. So again, really nice difference, because an AoE against a boss doesn't really matter, and you can't freeze a boss, right? But when he's attacking a boss, he will ignore 50% of the defense of the boss. So it's a really cool thing to see him like change up his kit depending on what he's fighting, right? Will also decrease the cooldown of Hailburn, which again, the signature move that hits like a truck. So he's super versatile. And if that wasn't enough, which by the way, honestly, that's pretty damn good by itself. Even without this passive I'm going to show you, that kit alone is great and worth the time to invest. But his passive makes it even better. Increases Ninja's attack by 10% up to 100%, so it takes 10 turns when you're not going up against a boss to get an extra 100% damage. So doubling his damage. And his crit damage up to 25%. So just straight up, he's going to hit harder the longer you go. Where does that work out? Where does that work out at? Clan boss. Normal bosses, yeah, dungeons, you know, dragon, sure, all of them, sure. But realistically, this is like a clan boss special right here. And what's nice is when you're fighting bosses, it goes up twice as quick, right? So instead of it going up by 10%, it goes up by 20%. Instead of it going up by 5%, it goes up by 10%. So by 5 turns, 5 cycles of his abilities, so he has to cycle through all of his abilities. And by 5 cycles against the clan boss, he's already getting the maximum amount out of this passive. So very, very good there. As far as the masteries that I put him in, pretty basic stuff here. We have him in the support tree, just a little bit more accuracy to make sure he helps land that decreased defense, land those HP burns and the freezes and stuff like that, right? Sniper just gives him that little bit of extra chance, 5% chance to land those, especially the HP burn and the decreased defense. And then Master Hexer just giving you a chance to make sure that those debuffs might last 1 extra turn. And then for bosses in general, I always go with War Master for him. His A2 does attack multiple times, but considering he's going to use A1 the most and his A3, you know, those 2 abilities are both single target abilities, and they're single attack abilities. That's why I go with War Master over something like Giant Slayer, because of the 60% over the 30%. So pretty basic stuff there. Now let's check him out in some actual content, right? So let's go make a dragon team with him. So we'll do Dragon 24. I used to have a team, so let's put a team in here. Let's do, I'm trying to think of who to get rid of. We'll do this. You know, what if actually, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm very curious about it nonetheless. Let's see how he would do if we did something like, let's see, got him. We're not going to do bad L, which might be a mistake, but I'm more curious of just his damage. I want to see if not having like those 2 extra debuffs is important, or if having the weaken and stuff is more important than that, because he's going to throw out 3 debuffs, or 3 buffs on us for Seer to strip. He's going to put the weaken and stuff. So I'm just curious how this will work out. Let's I don't think anybody here has a dungeon aura, right? Speed in arena battles, no. So let's just do that. So the idea here is to see, I'm actually testing this. I mean, I want to test it for, I want to show you Ninja's damage more than anything else, but she always lives though. That's always the problem. She has something and she just lives through everything. So all these buffs are going to get stripped. They are all the debuffs on them. We'll do this just to add to the freezes, and then yeah, so, and that's fine. This is why I don't run Ninja, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I can get through here and she dies. Sometimes she just doesn't. It's always her. For whatever reason, it's always her. But the whole point is to show Ninja's damage at the clan boss, or at the dragon. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, and I messed up. But that's okay. We'll get around. It's not a big deal. We just got to cycle around. I meant to do that. And now we do it. Boom, boom, boom. And again, she will be the only... If it wasn't for her, this would be no problem. But she's always the one who lives. And I don't know what it is about. I have to see who... I don't even know who that is. To be dead honest with you, no idea who that is. So, I would love to know why she's always the pain in my ass when it comes... Because if it wasn't for her, I'd run Ninja all the time. Okay, so we're just going to put this on auto. Hopefully we win. I'm sure we will. But look at the damage. Did you see the chunk of damage? So look at everybody else's damage. Now the poisons also do a lot, but did you see the chunks of damage that he put out? Now Seer will always do more damage overall than him, just because of the waves of damage that she does. But in terms of just boss damage, just watch the chunks that he puts out. Hopefully, like just chunk, like 400,000 damage right there. Chunks. Now he's gonna die to all these poisons. This is why Ninja's so good for bosses. Like, double my Dracomorph damage. Again, Seer's going to do that much damage just because of the waves that she kills all the waves. But 2.1 million damage. That's, and he's putting poisons out there like a mofo, but double the damage because he's just that strong. We don't need those boots, they're bad. I would honestly put Ninja, let's see, clan boss. Let's do a clan boss. What I'll probably do here is I'll start a clan boss fight. For those of you watching live, we'll sit here and talk through it. For those of you watching on a VOD later on, for Mr. Ninja, we will actually cut to the damage for you. That way you don't have to sit there and wait and watch a 15-minute battle. But I'm just going to show you. I'm going to compare the damage because Draco is one of the most wanted clan boss people. He's such a good legendary for clan boss, right? He just does hella damage for clan boss. Well, I'm going to show you that Draco... and that Ninja is right there with him. And on top of that, Ninja you get, again, for free. You don't have to hope. You just get him for free. So let's show you that, shall we? Now, this probably won't be like an amazing thing because they're not speed tuned for this or anything. I'm just simply here to show you the damage that they're doing. That is what I'm here for. I'm going to tune them just so they have, actually I don't even need to tune them. I'll just do it my damn self. Cool. So boom. And this is just to show you it's just comparing these two in damage, right? Like realistically, that's what I'm here. That's what I'm doing, just to show you. All right, so we'll start off, of course, put the defense down and the weekend on him. I always do this on that first. There's a reason I do that, and I'll show you guys. We'll do Hail Burn just to smack the clan boss. We'll do this. We'll do one of these. Ka-chow. Clan boss attacks. Great. Get all those attacks going. Now, both of these guys are built for damage, not so much tankiness. So I say that, and now I can auto. I say that because... they usually die quicker, and I could probably put them in a defensive set and they'd last longer. I don't know which route necessarily is better, and I don't want to re-gear them to find out because they work really well for where they're at. So that's where we're at. So we're going to cut on this part of the video. We'll take you guys to the damage screen, and we will go from there. So I will catch you guys who are watching on the VODs in a bit. Okay, so we're back. Let's take a look at the damage output, right? So pretty good. But look, seriously, okay. So the reason I did Nightmare, by the way, I'm sure you can see that I did Nightmare and not Ultra Nightmare. I did that because Ultra Nightmare right now is Force Affinity, and I didn't want weak hits to play a factor in this, right? Draco Morph being one of the most sought after clan boss people because of his damage and his kit did we'll say 12.5, we'll round up 12.5 million damage, okay? And he's someone that you randomly get. Now, I know you can get him. He's really good because of the decreased defense and weaken. That's also very good. Don't get me wrong. But for damage, he did 14.7. That's more than 2 million more damage from a completely free to get legendary because of how his kit works. Like, do not sleep on this. Don't ignore Ninja. He is absolutely worth your time and your investment. So that's clan boss comparison, right? The last thing I want to show you about him is how I use him in my PvP stuff. Now, again, he's not built for PvP. Mine's built for PvE, and I don't really want to mess around with him. But I want to show you at least his relevance and why I like him. I got to find a team that's, you know, not like this, but like, we'll try this. We'll see if this works out. So my team I've built for him. I just made this the other day, and I just have fun with it. I know no one likes him, but I like him. But honestly, 90% of my success is because Ninja freezes everybody. So let's see if it happens here. So go... speed, and then boom, froze 2 people that time. They might just have higher resistance, but like he also did a solid amount of damage. Like he's a solid contender for PvP. It's not his strongest area, but I'm just trying to show you that he's very relevant. And a lot of times he will freeze the entire enemy team for me and allowing me to get that extra turn. And since I basically go first every time because of this team, as long as I'm, you know, got that's a really cool looking fucking thing going on right there. But he works. He works very, very well. Let's try it. Let's try another one. Let's see if we can get another one going. Now, if they go first, I usually lose. I'll be honest with you. So I'll probably wind up losing this one. Womp, womp, dead. Okay, well, hang on. We ain't done yet. Let's see. Oh, no, we're done. Never mind. We died. It's over. GG's. Well played. Let's see if we can find another team. I hate going against Tormans. Oof, I don't know. That's a very high resistance team. Very high resistance team. Let's see. All right, this is kind of basic. I just want to show you. I mean, 100% freeze rate is pretty darn good. Boom, everybody frozen. Allows my whole team to do what they do. But how much resistance? Oh, weak hits because he's spirit. He's magic. But you can see his value in Arena just from that, right? Just the fact that he can freeze everybody, has a 100% chance of doing it as long as it's not the wrong affinity. Like, there's a lot of value to that. Is he the best for PvP? No. Will he work, especially for a free legendary? Absolutely. You're going to wind up using him in PvE mostly, but I just want you to see that he absolutely can be used there. So, in summary, for Mr. Ninja, very good champion. I've said it a billion times already, but don't sleep on him. If you're on the fence about the game and he's still available to get, because it's what, September 7th at the time of the recording of this, like, he's absolutely worth at least logging in for 7 days. Even if you're not sure, do it, get him, have him sitting there in case you ever decide to come back to the game, because you won't regret it if you do. Overall rating, if I was going to rate Ninja on a scale, I mean, easily, in my opinion, an A. I know a lot of people do number scalings. I don't know. I like A. I'm just going to give him an A. I'm going to give him an A. He's not, I don't think he's an S tier, because though he can play at a lot of places, he's not like the best at every place, right? Like, he's not an S, he's not an S tier at Fire Knight. You know, he's not an S tier in Arena, but he can be played in those areas and he can work in those areas. He's absolutely great in all of in those areas. He's just not the best. So overall, Ninja in my book is absolutely an A. Definitely worth going for, and hopefully you guys pick him up while you still can, because in a couple months or maybe even a month now, he's no longer going to be available to get. You cannot get him once this little event going on is over. So grab him while you can. You, like I said, you will not regret it. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Hopefully you see what he can do. Take him for a test run yourself, and have a good one.